Have you ever stopped to think about, well, the hidden stuff? The challenges that go into making something like your chair? Or maybe that coffee table?
Hmm.
We don't often see that whole journey, from the raw wood to the final thing.
Yeah, the behind the scenes.
Exactly. So today, we're doing a deep dive into that, specifically how optimizing furniture manufacturing can tackle a really big challenge.
Waste.
It's a massive topic,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And our goal here really is to cut through the noise and figure out why efficient wood processing isn't just about making nice furniture.
Right.
It hits sustainable development,
Right.
and it definitely hits a company's bottom line. It's crucial for both the environment and, well, the bank account.
And what jumps out right away from the sources we looked at is just how much waste we're talking about.
Mhm.
Anytime you work with wood or, wood-based materials, you get waste.
Yeah.
Sawdust, shavings, offcuts, stuff like that.
It's unavoidable to some extent.
Sure, it's part of the process, but the amount, that's
Mhm.
what he's looking at. Precisely. And the core idea here is that getting these processes right, optimizing them, it's essential for sustainable industrial development. That's a direct
That's
job.
essential.
Wow, yeah. And it adds that a key aspect of this process is waste management. So it's not an afterthought. It has to be baked in from the start.
Okay, so let's unpack that waste challenge a bit more. We mentioned sawdust, shavings, offcuts. These aren't just tiny bits, are they? It feels like they represent a real loss.
Oh, absolutely. They're the main types of waste you see. And dealing with it, it's not just thinking an environmental box, although that's vital.
Right.
It's about the money, too. Every
Okay.
piece of waste is material you paid for, maybe moved around, started working on, and then threw away. It's literally tossing cash in the bin.
So, yeah, for a manufacturer, every scrap heap is a missed opportunity, a cost. It really makes you think, which kind of leads to the big question for you listening.
Yeah.
What actually dictates how much waste gets made? It's not just random chance, is it?
Yeah. No, definitely not. And that's the key point. Our sources pinpoint 4 main things that really influence waste levels in a factory.
4. Okay.
Yeah. Number 1 is raw material quality. Then there's technological parameters, equipment efficiency, and finally, production planning. Getting a handle on these 4 is, well, the first step to making things better.
Okay, let's take those one by one. Raw material quality. That seems intuitive. If the wood you start with is poor quality, maybe lots of knots, defects, that kind of thing,
Exactly. Or inconsistent density.
then you're obviously going to end up cutting around more bits, leaving more unusable pieces behind, more offcuts, less actual product.
Precisely. You want the best foundation you can get. Then technological parameters. This is about the settings, the conditions of the actual making process.
Like how the machines are set up.
Yeah, exactly. Think about, say, a CNC machine cutting parts. The feed rate, the speed of the blade, maybe laser power. If those aren't dialed in just right for that specific material, you can end up taking off too much material or even damaging the piece. That directly creates more waste. It's about finding that perfect setting for each job.
Makes sense. And equipment efficiency.
Yeah.
That feels pretty straightforward, too. If your saws are blunt or machines aren't calibrated.
Right. You're just not going to get clean cuts. A dull saw blade, for example, doesn't just cut badly. It actually makes more sawdust, sort of grinding away material that could have been part of the product.
So inefficiency directly equals more waste.
Couldn't put it better myself. And the last one, production planning. This one.
Mm,
This might be one of the biggest levers you can pull.
really? Planning.
Pantry.
Yeah.
It's about how cleverly you arrange the shapes you need to cut out of a bigger piece of wood. Like nesting puzzle pieces.
Ah, okay. To minimize the gaps.
Exactly. Or how you sequence the different cutting operations. Bad planning can lead to huge amounts of waste that you just didn't need to create. Imagine just randomly cutting shapes from a sheet.
You'd have loads of unusable bits left over.
Times. So, the big picture, the overarching goal the sources mention, by tackling all 4 of these areas, is getting to cost-effective and environmentally responsible production.
Okay, so it all seems to come back to this idea of optimization, doesn't it? Being
Yeah.
smarter about the whole process.
Really does.
What does that mean in practice, then, for actually getting to that sustainable, cost-effective manufacturing?
Well, the really powerful conclusion from the material is this. Efficient production planning and optimization of technological processes reduce waste, improve material utilization, and enhance product quality.
Wow. Okay, so it's like a chain reaction.
It is. It's a direct cascade of benefits. Plan better, tune your processes.
You get less waste.
which means you use your materials better.
which saves money.
And because you're being more precise, maybe less stress on the material, you actually end up with better quality products too.
It almost sounds, I don't know, too simple, like a
Yeah.
perfect win-win. Are there downsides,
Yeah.
trade-offs? Maybe it costs a lot up front or slows things down.
That's a really fair question. And yes, the source material points to that clear win-win long term. But getting there,
Uh-huh.
investing in better equipment or maybe software for that smarter planning or even just training people, that can feel like a hurdle, an upfront cost or a temporary slowdown while you implement it.
Okay, so there's an initial investment phase.
There often is, but the argument is that the savings down the line, buying less wood, paying less for waste disposal, maybe faster production once you're optimized, happier customers with better products, those gains usually far outweigh the initial costs.
So it pays off?
When done right, yes, it really can be that win-win scenario.
So there we have it, really understanding where waste comes from and then strategically optimizing planning. It's just fundamental for making furniture manufacturing sustainable and, frankly, profitable.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just about making it share anymore. It's about making it the smartest, most efficient way possible. Good for the planet, good for the business.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? How these same ideas, reducing waste, boosting efficiency, could apply in so many other places, other industries.
Or even just in how we approach things day to day, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. It's fascinating that something as seemingly basic as careful production planning can have such massive positive effects, both financially and environmentally.
Mm-hmm.
And it leaves me wondering, if optimizing things like this relies so much on just careful organization and refining processes, what other really complex problems out there might have surprisingly straightforward solutions? Solutions rooted just in getting organized and thinking things through more carefully, something to mull over,